Right, here we are then. So after getting so engrossed in a monopoly, what I want to do is, it's moving around everywhere, just go through a couple of examples of the types of things that we might actually be asked. And so let's have a look at this first one, example 13. Zoran wants to change 200 Singapore dollars into euros. The exchange rate is 1 Singapore equals 0.588 euros. The bank charges 2% commission. Count how many euros Zoran receives. Now the reason this one's different is because we've got the 2% commission. The way to approach this is to do the 2% commission first. So we just need to work out 2% of 200. Which we can do in a number of ways. I'd probably do the multiply method. 0.02 times 200, which gives us a value of 4 Singapore dollars SGD. So we're going to subtract that from our 200 first of all. So we're going to do 200 minus the 4, which equals 196. So now we're going to that 196 Singapore dollars that we've got left, we're going to change these to euros using this exchange rate of 0.588. Now we're going from Singapore dollars to euros in this direction, so it's going to be a multiplier. So we take our 196 and times by 0.588, and that gives us an answer of 115.25. Now, to my mind, that makes sense. Probably by units. A nice check to do when you're looking at this is just to double check your exchange rate, and if we're going from Singapore dollars to euros, it should be getting a smaller amount, because our one went to a smaller amount. We went from 196 here, it's not a very nice colour, that grey, is it, to, let's change the font, 115. So we've gone down again. Kind of makes sense in my mind. It's a nice little check that we can do, but that's the answer for that one. Right, secondly, let's look at this one, example 14. What we've got in this one is a situation where a bank buys and sells at slightly different exchange rates. So you can see, first of all, for the US dollars, we've got, they buy at 0.761 and sell at 0.843. So there's no commission here. Instead, the bank's going to get all their money by using that idea of buying and selling at a different amount. The challenge for us is to identify exactly which one we're using and when. So what we're going to do is go through this one at a time. Well, part A is quite nice, we can just read that off. Write down the selling price for $1 US. So we can just read that off. Sell $1 US, and we want this value here, 0.843. So for part A, it's 0.843. That was nice and straightforward start for us. Now, the second part of the question, what we need to do is we need to identify whether we're using that 0.843 or whether we're using the 0.761. So let's just have a read. Peter has just returned from America and wants to exchange 250 US dollars back to euros. Calculate how many euros he receives. Now, my tip for this and how to approach this is to always think about the perspective of the bank. So buy or sell, this is the bank's perspective. Oh no, my daughter's waking up. I'll pause this here and go and check her. She's asleep. Okay, we might be out the woods now. So we're looking to buy or sell from the bank's perspective. So Peter here is returning from America, so the bank is going to buy his US dollars from him. This is a French bank, so generally people work in euros. He wants to buy them, the bank wants to buy them, which means we're going to use this figure here, 0.761. So let's answer part B. We've got 250, is it? Yep, 250, which is going to be multiplied by 0.761, and that comes out, when you plug it into your calculator, at 190.25 euros. Next, part C. we've got Jamai going on holiday to Britain and wants to change 500 euros, which means from the bank's point of view they're going to be selling the euros, so we're going to use this figure here. So he's got 500 euros. Now he's going the other way, so he's going from euros to pounds, which if I rub this out, so I've kind of covered it up a little bit up here, he's going from euros to pound. It's no longer going to be a multiplier, now we're going to have to divide it in order for the value to get smaller. So it's going to be 500 now divided by that exchange rate that we just highlighted, 1.181, and that comes out as 423.37 Great British pounds. So I think there are two difficulties within this. Firstly, identify whether you're buying and selling, and my tip for that was to think about the bank's perspective. Where is the bank based? And obviously in this one it was a French bank, and I probably should have made a bigger point of that at the start, but they're obviously generally in euros. People are either buying other currency or selling other currency as opposed to euros. The other difficulty, or the other challenge I suppose, within these types of questions is working out whether we're multiplying or whether we're going to be doing that division that I did here. And it's really a number of ways of doing it. Seeing whether we're going this way. Oh, that should have been a pen. Undo. Pen. Whether we're going this way, which is a multiplier, or this way, which is a divide, or you can think about whether you're looking for the value to get smaller or larger, and then obviously it depends on whether it's going to be a decimal or sorry, less than 1 or greater than 1, which I think again gives it certain challenges, but always give it some sort of context. So again, my check for this one that we've just done, the 423, I'm expecting to have fewer pounds than I would have euros, because if we look at all of them, there are €1 to 1.174 or £1 to 1.181 euros. So there are fewer pounds than there are euros, so it kind of makes sense and feels like it's about right. So another check we can do. But what I'm going to ask you to do is to practice a few of these, see how they go, and we'll touch base next lesson.